One little wrinkle to the Kansas City Chiefs-Rams trade. One of the Chiefs reporters out there in Kansas City said that the deal came down between Kansas City and L.A. or Kansas City and the New York Giants. That the Giants were in play to get Trent McDuffie. They couldn't work out the exact compensation, but the Giants, according to this report in Kansas City, seem willing to give up next year's first-round pick.
Well, because the report was the Rams were willing to give up first round plus, which indicates the Giants were willing to give up first round, right? Rams willing to give up first round plus, that's what got them.
Right.
The Giants willing to give up a first. I can't imagine that being the first pick. I mean, excuse me, the
fifth pick overall.
So that's got to be next year's number one would be my thought.
Because they only have the one first-round pick this year.
They only have the one first-round pick. No way they give up a 5 for it. But I'm torn because I think without question, it's the exact position the Giants need the most. Like
cornerback. And he's 25 years old.
He's a shutdown corner.
He's on the last year of his deal.
Yep.
And he's going to sign, obviously, a multi-year extension in L.A. like you would have here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're talking about a mid-20-year-old rock star defensive back.
Yeah. So that's exactly what this team needs.
Yep.
But they also need a bunch of picks.
If you're a diehard Giant fan like you are, though, I sometimes get joy and happiness out of knowing that my team's in the conversation. Well, I would not have given up the 5th overall pick to get him either.
Without question.
And even though it's just 5 to 9, I would not have done that just for him. Okay, fine. By the way, Kansas City wouldn't have done it either. They obviously, I think, 3 or 4 extra picks in this deal from the Rams. That being said, I think if you're a Giants fan, you got to be happy that the Giants are in the conversation. But it does beg a question for you as a Giant fan. Was it Joe Schoen or was it John Harbaugh? I'd love to know the intricacies of that.
Yeah.
Like when the Kansas City Chiefs let other teams know that we're in the market to trade a McDuffie, and God knows why they're trading him.
I don't know why either.
The dude's their best defensive back.
Yeah.
And even saw Patrick Mahomes came out today.
I don't think he's happy about it.
3 letters, 1 word, wow.
Yeah.
That's not a positive, by the way.
No, I wouldn't think so.
If you get the draft right, maybe you replace him. I don't know. But you're talking about a 24-year-old lockdown cornerback and their best defensive back. And plus, Kansas City's in a division with Justin Herbert, even though I know the Chargers are a run-first-thought team, but Herbert's obviously hasn't won a playoff game, but you got him. The Raiders are about to draft Mendoza, so they're going to throw the ball more, right? And you've got the Broncos with Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Don't you think you need a shutdown cornerback?
I would think you do.
So I don't get that from Kansas City at all.
I'm sure he's not happy about it. Whenever you have a Patrick Mahomes, even the word retooling doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Like you're about winning every single year as long as he's your quarterback. And I know he's going to miss some time, but I'm not surprised he's unhappy. But to answer your question, Giants are big game hunting. Giants, we've heard reports that we're going to be possibly shocked by what they do with the roster. They're out trying to make move for the best cornerback available. I don't think a cornerback is going to get moved. Not at his level.
No.
So I mean that's legit. They're looking to move first round picks for cornerbacks.
I'm sorry to belabor this. I got to ask you the question one more time.
Yeah.
And I'd love to know, and we're not going to know.
I don't know the answer.
Do you think Kansas City talked to John Harbaugh, or do you think Kansas City talked to Joe Schoen? It's a fair question.
I mean, my guess is both.
You think so?
But I think it's the bidding of John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh had to say to Joe Schoen, if you can upgrade defensive back, which we desperately need to do,
I think.
Tell me the best trade we got.
My guess is that he gets wind, of the idea that the Chiefs are trying to move him,
right?
And he goes to Harbaugh. That would be my guess. That Joe Schoen gets wind, or someone calls
or he says it's going to cost us A, B, and C,
and then he goes to Harbaugh. He's like,
what's the
McDuffie?
max?
What are we willing to do?
Yeah, that's right.
Are we going to the mattresses for McDuffie, or are we willing to see what they want to get? And ultimately, they fell short. But I do like the idea. Yeah, if they're willing to move first round picks for cornerbacks, like they're looking, that's a win now move. That's a win now move. That's looking to get. They're going to have to pay him. Like let's improve this team right now.
Yeah.
And big game hunting excites me, and I don't know the dynamic, but. I mean, they didn't get him.
So just to give you a quick comparison, this is why I get frustrated sometimes.
Okay.
The New York Giants made an attempt. They failed, but like I said, I think you should be pumped as a Giant fan that they were the only other team, apparently, according to the Chiefs reporters, in the conversation. That makes me feel good if I'm a Giants fan. So you guys are going after the best available defensive back on the trade market, I think, this entire offseason. The New York Jets like Tua. Man!
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Man!
They could have been
And that's what bothers me so much. And I think it's a smokescreen. I don't think we like Tua. But you guys try to get the best available, not that he's available, trade for a cornerback in his 5th year of his rookie contract that you're going to give him buku bucks to, but he becomes your best defensive back tomorrow if the Giants do that deal and the Jets have an interest in Tua. Man!
I'm getting some information that apparently Harbaugh and Spags are extremely close.
Oh, is that right?
I'm being told like brothers.
Oh.
So
okay, I didn't know that.
I would think McDuffie and the Giants conversation probably went through Harbaugh.
Well, if you're telling me they have that kind of relationship, then I could see Spags calling John Harbaugh up and going, look, we're going to move McDuffie. You guys should get in on that.
Yep.
Right? But they fell short. So the other part of this is it's nice to go big game hunting. I like to go big game catching. Right?
Of course.
You follow me?
No, of course.
Right.
I mean, it's nice to think that the Giants are making this kind of move, or at least willing to make this kind of move, and it's clearly their biggest need. I don't think there's a doubt. They have several. To me, a legitimate corner is the number one thing this team needs the most. So I like that. But, yeah, I mean, they didn't do it.
They didn't do it.
And
so you're hunting.
Here's the question.
I'm catching.
Well,
if I'm like the Rams caught, you're hunting.
But should they have done it? That's the question, too.
But we don't know what their best offer was.
Well, let's just see, right?
Because I agree they did not offer the 5.
Well, if they offered a 1, you assume it's next year's 1.
I agree.
And
with
I
that.
would venture to say that the draft, like I said before, the draft next year is presumed to be a more complete and full draft.
I'll accept that just on face
value. I think
value.
you would also expect the Giants, as positive as I am, the likelihood of having a better than the 29th pick, right? You
better hope so.
Well, no, I would love it.
I'm sorry, to flip that.
I would love it if they had a worse pick than 29.
Yeah, my bad.
I'm assuming it's going to be better than 29.
Okay.
And so you'd have to give up, they gave up a 3rd next year, a 5 and a 6. So if you're the Giants, do you give up the 1st and 3rd next year and a 5 and 6 this year for the corner? That's a lot.
I wouldn't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a trade I don't make.
That's what I'm saying. Now, again, it's different for the Rams because it's the 29th first overall pick in a lesser draft than what we assume will be at best, in the late teens,
and to be
20s
fair,
next year?
The Rams have legitimate Super Bowl hopes next year.
Of course.
The Giants don't. You might have playoff aspirations, but we all know, barring a miracle, you're not a Super Bowl
The Rams are a much more complete team chasing championships with an aging veteran quarterback.
I'm with you.
The Giants are just getting this thing started, and they need as many good young players as they could possibly get. So while I appreciate the big game hunting, for the package that ended up bringing down the buck, I'm okay they didn't take the shot.
Well, you're still out there laying in your own urine.
Still out there.
Yeah,
that's the point.
A buck to come
That's
by.
the point. Harbaugh is laying in his own urine right now out in West Virginia.
That's right.
And he's waiting.
That's right. By the way, he brings up West Virginia because the New York Giants training camp this year is not going to be in New Jersey because of the World Cup and a lot of construction happening over there at the facility. So they made a deal with West Virginia. So the New York Giants training camp this summer will be on the road. Now, to be fair, before you guys all go crazy about it, it used to be in Albany. Okay, now, Albany's closer than West Virginia, yes, but it's going to West Virginia just for this summer because of the World Cup.
Well, I like it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know.
Get away from everybody?
Yes.
Unite.
Come on.
Remember the Titans?
Damn it, you took it right out of my mouth, Craig.
Yes.
Remember the Titans. Don't try and
There's
run
no
with it. Just let it
mountain
go.
high, there's no valley low.
Ain't no river wide enough, baby.
Yeah. I'm just a white trash kid from the...
College code's not for me, sir. I'm just an idiot.
There you go. All right, let's get some calls up in here. Mike is in Westchester on the fan. Michael, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well, Craigie. What's up, C-Mac?
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Good. So, Craig, I think you're half right. I think the Chiefs really are targeting one player and one player only, and that's Love. And I think if you put him with Mahomes, they're unstoppable and sick. What I think they're going to do or should do is call the Jets for the 2 pick because I don't trust Tennessee at 4 not to take him either. So if they really want to make sure they get Love, they trade with the Jets. The Jets would then get, 2 and 29?
It'd be 9 and 29.
And then they would have 5 picks in the top 45. So
yeah, but the Jets right now have the most valuable picks collectively, according to I saw some someone put that out. Like however you value picks, there's a number associated with it.
Yeah.
So the Jets right now have the most valuable collection of picks. If you ask me the question, which is a fair question, I agree. I think Kansas City wants Jeremiah Love as well. All right, Rashee Rice has legal problems. Isaiah Pacheco, a nice back, is not Jeremiah
They need
Love.
offensive weapons.
Yeah, so let's just play it out that they do. And they don't think you can get him at 9. So now they're going to try to package 9 and 29 to move up a little more. He's going to be there at 5. Everybody knows that. A running back's not going in the first 4 picks. I also think he's going in the first 5 picks. All right, the Giants are not taking him at 5, obviously, right? I think there's a chance Jeremiah Love is right there where they want him at 9, right?
I think that's
on the table.
Chance, yeah.
But play it out. If you're the Jets and Kansas City comes calling, is there a package that you would say yes to for number 2? And I'll just throw a crazy one out there. 9, 29, and next year's first. Would you do that deal if you're the Jets?
From Kansas City?
So figure 9, 29, and a pick in the 20s.
Yeah.
Because I think Kansas City will be good again with Mahomes coming back. Next year's first round.
No.
You say no to that.
I don't think that's
and
enough.
I say no to that also.
I don't think it's enough.
I know it's 3 for 1.
Moving from 7 to 9 is an enormous gap when it comes
From
to
2
those
to 9.
points.
2 to 9.
What did I say?
7.
Second. I thought I said second.
Yep.
From 2nd to 9,
Yes.
2 to 9, that is an enormous gap.
I agree.
That's 7 picks right at the top.
Because at 2, you're getting the best non-quarterback
Correct.
in the entire draft. At 9, you're getting a really, really good player. Should be a franchise player, but he ain't number 2.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Like, and when you think about the value, because this was also in that Kansas City Reporter's tweet, I can't find it at the moment, but I remember it. Moving from all of the picks that they got, right? All the picks that Kansas City got. The 29th pick, a 3rd next year, and a 5th and a 6th. Do you know what that's the value of?
I don't.
A 22nd pick.
Oh, is that how they value it?
All of those picks were worth 22 to 29. That's it. Those 7 picks. 29, a 3, a 5, and a 6 made up the difference from 29 to 22.
Oh, including the 29?
Including the 29.
Sorry. So you're not just saying the 3rd, 5th, and 6th.
The 29th overall pick, next
3,
year's
5,
3,
6.
and a 5 and a 6 are the value of the 22nd pick in the draft.
So then the Jets don't make that deal?
So from 2 to 9,
it's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah,
and next year's Kansas City, and we all expect Kansas City to be good again, next year's 1 is not enough. I need multiple.
I didn't realize that was the value on that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
really.
crazy.
Yeah, that must be some
Those first-round picks are so valuable.
Who do you think comes up with that? Like some MIT analytic geek?
Apparently Jimmy Johnson came up with it years ago.
Jimmy Johnson came up with how you value every slot in the draft. I don't buy that for a minute. No offense to Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
Jimmy Johnson ain't coming up with any kind of math equation.
Don't buy it. I don't care.
I don't buy it.
It's not a math equation. It's just a valuation for each pick. It's not really...
regardless of team, regardless of players available. So they've put some kind of numerical value on every single pick in the draft?
Yes.
And you want me to believe that Jimmy Johnson's now some kind of Mensa math member? I ain't buying that. I buy that there's a value. I don't buy that Jimmy Johnson created it. I find that hard to believe.
I'm sorry. I believe.
Thank you.
He was the first one to use it.
Yeah, who created
As devised
it?
by.
That's what you need to know.
Mike McCoy and utilized by Jimmy Johnson.
Who's Mike McCoy? Some MIT
the draft
guy, right?
value chart is supposed to represent draft value as devised by Mike McCoy and utilized by Jimmy Johnson in the early 90s.
Okay, so
I guess
he used it.
But he was the first one to use it. I think Mike McCoy made it for him.
Was Mike McCoy one of those guys counting cards in Vegas for MIT?
I don't know.
I want to know about that guy. That guy's now, he's the guy creating the value.
I have always heard that Jimmy Johnson was the pioneer of this.
Well, you heard wrong. How about that?
Well, it says right here, utilized by Jimmy Johnson.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If I invent the car, but you're the first guy to drive it.
And I'm Ford,
But I invented the car, I built it.
I get it, yeah.
You're just the first guy to drive it. You're not Ford.
If I hired you,
Ford.
I hired you to build it.
No, that's not the case.
I just made a Herschel Walker trade,
That's
and I'm
not the
getting
case.
my ability. Someone just gave me 18 roads to use. I need you to build me something so that I can know which road to pick.
No, that's not
I am.
Horrendous analogy.
No, I'm not.
Here's where we're at.
Yeah.
Mike McCoy invented it. Your words, not mine. Well, Jimmy Johnson's the first to use it.
Devised by Mike McCarthy. Mike McCoy. Excuse me.
Mike McCoy invented it. Jimmy Johnson's the first to use it. I'm Ford. You're just the first guy to drive it.
That's not true. You're Ford. Ford's on the name of every car.
I invented the car.
I understand that.
This is not
difficult.
You
got to sell it, buddy.
No.
Yeah.
He didn't sell it to Jimmy Johnson.
No. But
Jimmy Johnson just
nobody
used
sold
it.
anything. You're using an analogy with selling,
So here's the
I'm
question.
trying to use it
if
back.
I invent the car,
Yes, I get it.
but you're the first guy to drive the car,
Okay.
do you get credit for the car?
Did Steve Jobs invent the Apple?
He invented the computer.
Did he invent the computer?
The Apple computer.
He did?
Yes.
He built the board and made the computer.
Him, Wisniewski, and the other guys.
Yeah. They made it. He packaged it
It was
and
his
sold
idea.
it.
His idea.
Well,
now
anyone can have an idea. That's what I'm saying. I think it was Jimmy Johnson's idea.
No.
Hey, I have a bunch of first round. I have a bunch of picks coming up. Can you devise me some way to like value those picks?
No.
And Mike McCoy is like, sure, let me go to the lab. He came back with it and said, here you go, Jimmy.
So again, you're complicating something that's not complicated. Just stick to it. Just stick to what I'm asking.
Yes.
And then you go off on a tangent. Okay. Just for my own sanity, stick to what I'm asking.
I know where you're going. I'm not an idiot.
Just answer.
You don't have to go the entire paragraph for me to know where it's going.
Stick to what I'm asking.
All right.
If I invent the car and you're the first guy to drive it, who gets credit for the car? The guy that made it or the guy that drove it?
The guy that made it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Not that complicated.
Okay.
Mike McCoy
Who's Mike
invented
McCoy?
it. Jimmy Johnson drove it.
Who's Mike McCoy?
I have no idea.
Then how come I knew Jimmy Johnson had something to do with it?
How come you know
because
Ford?
Because Ford put his name on every car. Is this called the McCoy
By the way,
draft?
It might be. It might be the McCoy algorithm. You don't know that. Hold on. Let's see. What if it is? That'd be so great for me in another win.
What are you trying to win? You're trying to prove me wrong because I threw out Jimmy Johnson and you thought it was ridiculous. It's
ridiculous.
not ridiculous.
It is.
He was like one of the guys, the first guy
It's
to use
ridiculous that you gave him credit for inventing it.
I said I didn't necessarily mean he put pen to paper and made it, but like.
That's what you said. Sorry. That's what you said.
Okay.
Pete heard it. Yeah. Pete heard it.
All right, Pete
Sorry. There you go.
Okay.
Now, do you need another example?
No, I don't need any more analogies. I got it. I got it.
Fair enough.
But Ford put his name. Ford was Ford.
No. It seems like
McCoy is not McCoy.
Seems like you need another analogy. I'm happy to give you a second.
Because I can give you analogies.
But yours are so off base. It's frustrating for my brain to listen to them.
It was first
because
used,
it's not apples to apples.
It's first used by Jimmy Johnson and the Cowboys.
Done and done, but not invented by Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, but maybe he.
No. He used it. He didn't ask for it.
Yes, how do you know that?
He didn't invent it.
He did ask for it.
He used it.
Maybe he asked for it.
No. He used it. Mike McCoy went to him and said, look, I've got this new ranking system and valuation system.
Okay.
It might help you in your draft.
Yeah.
And Jimmy's like, all right.
Okay.
There you go. Just stop it right. Just leave it there. Trust me on this one. Leave it there. Leave it there. You've had a tough week already.
Now, you think you've won this argument. You haven't.
It's not an argument. I've won it out of principle.
No, you haven't.
Because your analogy was lousy. That's
not.
all.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Because we can go back. I don't stop. This is one of my major flaws.
Ryan's in Cranford, New Jersey. Ryan, what's up, buddy?
Guys, just give me 1 minute of runway here. That's all I ask.
30 seconds.
All right, Craig won the argument. Mac, I'll tell you why in a sec.
Okay.
Steve Jobs did not invent the computer. He was the business end of the deal. Steve Wozniak is the one who built all the good stuff.
Right, exactly.
That's the guy.
So when you go down the street and said, who invented Apple? 9 out of 10 people say Steve Wozniak? Or they say,
they say Steve Jobs.
Bingo.
He was the face of the company.
Bingo.
But that's
Bingo.
neither here nor there.
Well, that's my point. Jimmy Johnson's the face of the draft value chart, not Mike McCoy.
McCoy's the one who invented it. So if you're giving credit, you give it to the guy who created it, not the guy who's most synonymous with it.
Well,
thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You guys don't get what I'm saying.
You earned a bonus 30 seconds of runway for a future call. Put that in your back pocket and hang on to it. All good. Let's just move on.
All right, let's move on.
Let's just move on. 888-808-1019. Giants are in play right now, folks. And the New York Jets allegedly like Tua.